Hello everyone, my name is Mr. Allen, and this is my welcome video to the CTE Information Support and Services Pathway. I'm going to be talking about CTE PC Essentials A in this video. If you are taking that class, there are two options. You can continue in the Information Support and Services Pathway for your next class, or you can switch to the networking pathway. We can talk about that as we get closer to the end of the year. But for now, this is just teaching you how to use the system, where to find your assignments, what to do, things like that. So if you haven't already, go to this link right here. It'll be a quick quiz that you can basically read about the basics of computer parts, CPUs, RAM, hard drive. If you don't know what any of these are, that has a little description underneath, and that's all you'll need to know for this quiz. So then go ahead and take that quiz. That's what we'll need done first. After that, everything's going to be, for now, everything's going to be in the assignment section. Don't worry about projects. The Help Center does have a couple tutorials on how to use Canvas if you need them, but that's basically what I'm doing right now. So click on the assignments. And then this class has two components, basically. The weekly journals and the standards. So the weekly journals are basically going to be something that you write every week. They don't have to be 5 paragraphs. I'm fine with about 1 paragraph, like one good solid paragraph, describing what you did this week, what you learned, what problems you might have had, what you still need to learn, and any questions or concerns you might have. So you'll just basically put that into your weekly journals. Your weekly journals should include 5 hours of work. So whether that's researching, doing testout.com, writing the journal, everything's included. It should be a total of about 5 hours. They are due every Sunday before midnight, so 11:59 at the latest on Sunday night. These are going to be a hard due date, so I'm not supposed to accept any late work. So it's only 1 paragraph. Really, this should be not an issue. Just make sure you get it done on time. So other than that, the majority of this class is going to be run through testout.com. So there's a bunch of standards if you scroll down, which will kind of confuse you possibly. The ICANNs, these are soft skills that we will use over and over. If you feel like you did one of these during testout.com or during your journal writing, you can include it. That'd be great. But again, those can be done throughout the year in no particular order. These are the standards. So these are actually where you're going to get your unit credit, which will allow you to progress through the class. It'll allow you to get college credit. It'll allow you to get your certificate that's an industry accepted certificate in order to actually work in IT. So these are very important. However, I'm not going to require you guys to go through every single one of them and prove that you did it. That's kind of the normal routine for a CTE class. You'll go through and prove you did all these things. Instead, I'd rather you go through testout.com, and if you complete the training simulation on testout.com entirely, that will be enough to prove that you've mastered all of those standards anyways. So if you can always, in your journal, you can always include, like, I feel like I installed software and set up hardware, something like that. And that would help me kind of know which standards, but it's not necessary. For now, just stick with testout.com. If you don't already have your login, it's going to be your first name dot last name, and your password is going to be RSCSGoGo. Once you log in with that, then it'll ask you to change and set up your own private password, and then it'll be your own personal Testout account. These are paid accounts the school provides for us, and the training is actually really good, and it's an industry level training. Like I said, this will possibly be able to get you a job right off the bat. If you do all 3 courses in the pathway, then you have the potential to walk away with 3 certificates, which is a really good start walking out of college, out of high school, because this is a really in-demand field, and they need employees desperately. So this is one of the hottest fields and the most growing fields. So you're in the right place if you want a job. So speaking of test out, I have a little link here you can click, which will take you to test out. Should look something like this. Mine looks a little different than yours, but there should be a class assigned to you where you can click on it. It should be a PC. Let me see, PC Pro, I believe. Test out PC Pro. So you should have that class. You can click this to kind of navigate through the sections. So we're going to start at the beginning, obviously. And it has a lot of good videos. So sit there and watch the video. They're usually pretty short, 6 to 10 minutes, something like that. And they'll explain all you need to know for that specific chapter. And then there will be, this should let me do this. Oh, so there's a little bit of like study guide. So this is considered a study guide. It'll teach you tell you what you need to do. There's another video that'll explain how to use the simulator, which is this kind of built-in software where you can build computers or use Windows. You'll see as you go through it what I'm talking about. I'm actually going to just do the first one with you. So if you need help, you can follow along with this one. And it's going to be 1.2.2, exploring the lab interface. Read kind of what the prompt is going to be. So we're going to learn how it's going to be used throughout this course. We're pretending that we work as an IT administrator for a small corporate network, and you're working on a computer in your office. We're going to add a monitor, and we're going to connect it with a DVI-D cable, which you will learn all these things as we go. Connect the power cord and turn it on. So this is very simple. This is a basic set up a monitor to your computer. So if you have trouble loading this up, sometimes it'll be blocked by pop-ups. Make sure you unblock pop-ups. A lot of times it's up here at the top right. If you can't figure it out, just send me an email. So if you want more detail, you can read through this. Also watch the videos that came before it, but I'll just show you how it works right here. So this is the shelf. You can kind of open it up and see what you have to work with. And this is your workspace. You can zoom in or out. For like a computer tower, you can click back, front, motherboard, which is like if you open it up, drive bays, which is where you're going to put your things like CD drives, hard drives, stuff like that. So in this case, we're just going to need the back because that's where you plug a monitor into. And I'm just going to drag this monitor onto the shelf wherever I want. And this one you can also flip around to the back because that's where it plugs in. So for a monitor, you need two things. You need power. So power should be easy. Drag it there. Then I'll ask you which one. It's going to be the female one. And then the male side is going to go into the power strip or the surge protector, whatever you want to call it. And then the DVI-D cable, it's just a video cable. There's DVI, HDMI, which is the most popular now, and VGA. So you'll learn those as we go. This one's going to plug in right here. And then on the other side, it's going to plug into the corresponding slot here. So you'll drag the unconnected slot part and plug it into the computer. And we can just flip it around. And when you're done, just press done. Oh, see, I forgot to turn on the monitor and the computer. I'll just do it again real quick. That's that's why you read the directions a little closer than I did. Okay, so monitor. And then we're going to plug it in. Sorry, I was trying to make this video quick, but it's still going to be fine. Then we flip it around. We turn it on. It says it's not showing. That's because the monitor's off. Now it's on. So you can click it, and it'll actually show that Windows is starting up. And it'll have a simulated Windows going. Once that's good, then we just press done, and now we've got 4 out of 4, 100%. Done, and you can move on to the next one. There's going to be more videos. Here's another lab. I guess I'll just do this one too while we're at it. I'll try to read it a little closer this time. So we're going to practice working with internal components, basically. Internal components are anything you plug inside of the computer. So it's a switch to the motherboard view, which is right here. Read the motherboard documentation and locate the following components. So to do that, you click on the motherboard, which is this big board right here. Go to details and go to specifications, and then it'll show you basically where everything is. So we're going to want the memory slot, the PCI slot, and the main motherboard power connector. So we'll just look for that. Let's see. ATX power connector. So that's going to be the main power connector, which is number 1, which is this big white rectangle right here with all these different shaped holes. The PCI slot, let's see if we can find that. PCI slots, top to bottom. It's going to be number 20. So that is right here. Probably start with the top one. And then we need the memory slot, which is also known as RAM. So DDR3 is the type of RAM. That is what memory is. So it's a little confusing. I'm pretty sure the videos explain that at least. That's going to be number 4. So the memory goes here. Left to right. A1, B1, A2, B2. Sometimes you need to put them in certain orders. So you want to look that up. Let's see. If you have 2, let's see. How many do we have? We only have 1. So if you have 1, you may install 1 memory module in any slot. That doesn't matter. If you're doing more than 1, you should read the documentation a little closer. So now that I know where everything goes, I'm just going to start plugging it in. So I'll drag it in. I will drag this into the PCI slot. And then I'm going to, where's my, oh, so the power connector, this is the power supply right here. You're going to actually want to look at all these different options you have. The one you're going to want is this one, 20 plus 4. You drag it and plug it in right there. Pretty much everything in a computer can only be plugged in properly. Like they make the holes so you can't put the wrong thing in the wrong spot. So I installed the memory module, installed the PCI, connected the power supply. Now let's switch to the drive bay, which is number 6 here. Connect the SATA cable to the data connection on the CD drive. So for the SATA cables, this one is for power and this one's for data. So this one's going to go to the data connection. And then we're going to, let's see, on the power supply, we're going to find the 15-pin SATA connector and plug that in. Oh, this one's connected. Find an unconnected one. Plug that in. So now we have power and data running. Switch back to the motherboard view, and we're going to connect the other end of this. It'll say partial connection, so I know that one's not connected yet. And then I'll go ahead and connect this to the SATA ports, which are right here. That's also in the documentation if you look it up. So that's it. Let's switch to the front, turn it on, and see if it boots up. Looks like it will. And we're good. Press done. That's it. So you'll just kind of continue through like that. Here's some more descriptions of the different cables. And then I'm going to continuously do videos for you guys showing you how to do some of these labs. But for now, I'll leave it with that. Also, if you want to set up a one-on-one meeting with me, we can do that also. Currently, I'm doing one-on-one meetings on Wednesdays, Wednesday afternoons. So just send me an email. My email is on the home page right here. Send me an email, and we'll try to set up a time slot for you to meet one-on-one if you have any questions. Otherwise, you can feel free to email me at any time, and I'll usually get back to you within 24 hours. And that's about it. So welcome to CTE Information Support and Services and PC Essentials. We're going to actually be building physical computers at the locations this year. So if you guys are interested and available, send me an email and I'll give you the details. Other than that, let me know if you need any help, and have fun. Good luck. I'll talk to you later. Bye.